Hello everyone, my name is Shakuntala and again I am back from Gurudev Academy Dharwad here. So I am back here to solve the questions of mock test of 7 here, and I am going to solve the zoology part of mock test 7 here. So without wasting time, let's move into the questions right now. Okay. So the zoology part of the NEET questions begins with question number 136, and let me see the question number 136 what it indicates. The first part of the fallopian tube, which is the closest to the ovary, is okay. So here, if this is the female reproductive system here, and if this is the ovary which has been connected, and this is going to be the uterus here, so it is connected to the fimbriae here. Now the closest part to the ovary, so ovary which are present here, which are being located with the help of the ligaments to the wall of the uterus here. So these are the fimbriae here, and this is called as the infundibulum. After infundibulum, it is nothing but the ampulla, and the last one is nothing but ischemic junction here. So very much near close part of the fallopian tube is to the ovary it is called as the infundibulum here. It is not the cervix, it is not the ampulla, or not the the isthmus here. So it is the second option, that is option 2 is the right option here. Next, moving to the question number 3 here, second question. That is match the column 1 with the category of column 2 here. So these are some of the pigments which are being given here, some of the chemicals here. So the pigments that directly indicates that the pigments which are going to present here, they are called as carotenoids as well as anthocyanin here. These are the two pigments. Then terpenoids, they are nothing but the monoterpenes as well as the diterpenes here. Then the alkaloids, they are nothing but, yes, they are the morphine as well as codeine here, and the lectins are nothing but they are the concanvaline A here. So I have matched it. You can go with the options given below here, right? Second one. The squamous epithelium is found in, whether the squamous epithelium, it is a simple layer which is being made of the flat cells here, whether they are present in the stomach, intestine, trachea, or the air sacs of the lungs. Yes. So here these squamous epithelium, they are going to be found in the air sacs of the lung as well as on the lining of the blood vessels here. They are found on the blood vessels too as well as the air sacs of the lungs too. Okay, that is the squamous epithelium tissue here. Next question. So again there is a match the following here. They have given some of the characteristics, and you have to mention or match with the functions to which the character belong to. So whatever they have given: water canal system, comb plates, nephridia, as well as the jointed appendages. Water canal system, they are going to be present in the sponges here. Comb plates, they are nothing but the 8 plates which are being present in the comb jellies or the ctenophores here. Nephridia, they are the locomotory organs, I can say. Jointed appendages, they are nothing but the character of an arthropod. So let me match here. So comb plates, yes, water canal system, they are present in the sponges. Comb plates means they are the rows of 8 ciliated externally rows present in the phylum Ctenophora. Right now I told you. And nephridia, they were going to help in the locomotion as well as they are going to help in the osmoregulation as well as the excretion. And jointed appendages, they are the a part of or the body part of the arthropodon here, or the character of an arthropodon. So they have given it in a correct order here. So the right option for this is the matched itself. So the right option is A1, B2, C3 and D4 here. So option 1 will be the correct option. Yes. Here a cup shaped cavity for articulation of femur head is called as, it is acetabulum here. It is a direct question which is going to be asked here. So whether it is sigmoid notch, whether it is a glenoid cavity, or whether it is an acetabulum, it is an acetabulum which will help for the articulation of the femur head here, right? That articulation is nothing but movement here. Okay. Next, in adult man, normal blood pressure is, so what will be your blood pressure? Your blood pressure is, yes, automatically it is 120 mmHg by, it is mmHg by 80 mmHg here, okay, which is a normal. So this is going to be the systole as well as the diastolic pressure here, that is contraction as well as the relaxation pressure here. So if it is above more than 120, then it is going to give rise to the hypertension. If it is below 120 by 80 mmHg, then it is going to be the low blood pressure here. So the normal blood pressure in a normal healthy human is 120 mmHg here. Right. So next question, the most important component of the oral contraceptive pill is. Now oral contraceptive pill, which is going to prevent the fertilization process here. So it contains what? The major component is either it is going to composed of progesterone hormone or the estrogen here, or it may be the combination of both the hormones here. So here they have given the progesterone, thyroxine, growth hormone, luteinizing hormone here. It is always the progesterone or combination with estrogen that is going to form the oral pill here, contraceptive oral pill here to control the birth. Thyroxine is nothing but an hormone which is being secreted by the thyroid gland to maintain or to regulate the metabolism of all the organism. Then a growth hormone which stimulates the growing of a person here to increase in the height, and the last one is the luteinizing hormone here, which is being secreted by the pituitary gland. So the right option for the most important component present in the oral contraceptive pill, it is nothing but a progesterone hormone here. Next, statement 1, that is clitoris lies at the upper junction of the two labia minora. Yes. One statement is right. Statement 2 indicates that the vagina includes the mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, clitoris and the hymen here. It is not the vagina, it is nothing but the vulva here. Okay, so vulva is the, or we can call it as the external genitalia of a female consists of all this. It is not the vagina. So statement 1 is right, but the statement 2 is incorrect here. Okay, so 1 is correct and 2 is incorrect. Yes, the cell mediated immunity inside the human body is carried out by. So for the production of antibodies, who is going to help? You know that there are two types of lymphocytes. One is called as B lymphocyte and other one is called as the T lymphocytes. The main cells which are going to help for the production of antibodies, it is always the B lymphocytes present in the bone marrow here. Then who are going to help for the B lymphocytes to produce the antibodies? It is always nothing but the thymus or the T lymphocytes here. So T lymphocytes will help for the B lymphocyte to produce the antibodies to fight against the antigen here. Hence, as there are different types of T cells like T helper cell, T natural killer cell, T suppressor cells, all these together they form a cell mediations to for the production of the antibodies which will guide to the B lymphocytes here. So option, it is T lymphocytes here. So B lymphocytes, it is going to guide for B lymphocytes for the production of the antibodies. Erythrocytes, you know that they are the RBC cells here, they are not going to help in the production of antibodies. Thrombocytes, they are nothing but the platelets here. So thrombocytes, you know what is the main function of thrombocytes? They are used for clotting of the blood here. So option 4 is the right option here. Right. So all the diseases are spread by the mosquito as a vector, except you know that filariasis is also called as elephantiasis here, one thing, and which is being caused by the worm here called as Wucheria bancrofti. And the second one is malaria. You know that malaria is caused by a bacteria called as Plasmodium vivax. It is not bacteria, it is a protozoan, that is a Plasmodium vivax here. Chikungunya, yes, it is been caused by a virus here, that is the chick virus or the genus of alpha virus here. Okay, alpha virus. Dengue, yes, it is also a fever which is going, these all three, that is chikungunya, malaria and dengue, they are being spread by the mosquito as a vector here, but filariasis, okay, all the diseases spread by mosquito except what? Except the filariasis, right? Okay. Now, volume of urine is regulated by. So who is going to regulate the volume of urine here? So there are two hormones here. One is called as aldosterone, which is being secreted by the cortex region of the adrenal gland, which is present just above the bean shaped kidney here. And the second one is ADH, that is antidiuretic hormone. Now this antidiuretic hormone which is going to be secreted by the hypothalamus but stored in the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland here. So both these aldosterone of adrenal gland and the ADH of the hypothalamus hormone here, they are going to help in the regulation of the urine formation here. So it is option 2, that is aldosterone and as well as the ADH. Here they have given testosterone here, but testosterone is not an hormone which regulates the urine. It is a male sex hormone here, right? So option 2 is the right option. Right. So assertion, the mammals are found in the polar ice caps, deserts, mountains, forests, grasslands and dark caves here. Yes, they are being found in different habitat here. So here the most unique mammalian character is presence of a milk producing gland, and that is called as the mammary gland. Yes, that's why we are called as the mammal here. But statement both 1 and 2 are correct, that is assertion is correct, but the reason is not a correct explanation for the assertion here. So both A and R are correct, that is assertion and reason is correct, but R is not the correct explanation for the given above assertion here. So option 1 is the right answer. So the next question, right. So study the given figure carefully. It is a figure of gel electrophoresis here, where this gel electrophoresis is used for the separation of the DNA fragments based upon their sizes here. So let us see the incorrect statement regarding the gel electrophoresis. It represents the typical agarose gel, it is an gel agarose electrophoresis in which the lane 1 contains the undigested the DNA. Yes, it is right here. So lane 1 contains the undigested DNA. The higher the concentration agarose, the larger will be the pore. No, it is going to be the smaller. Okay, small pores. Okay, pore size will be small. The separated DNA fragments can be visualized after staining in the visible light. It is not so. It is a direct question here. It is not with the visible light. The fragmented DNA cannot be visualized with the normal light. It is being visualized with the help of ETBR. So it is being stained with ETBR, that is ethidium bromide. Okay, it is being stained with ethidium bromide, but it is not the visible light here. Next question. This is option. The separated DNA bands are cut out from the agarose gel and they are being extracted from the gel pieces, and this step is known as elution. Yes, they have given the definition of elution. The DNA fragments are negatively charged. Yesterday itself I told you the DNA are going to be the negatively charged here. So all these are correct except what the option 2 and 3 here, because the higher concentration of the agarose, the smaller will be the pore size, and the separated DNA can be visualized only when it is being stained with ETBR, that is ethidium bromide. So 2 and 3 are the incorrect statement here, 2 and 3. So here I think option 2 will be the right answer. Okay, yes. The ascending limb of the loop of Henle's is permeable to, it is a direct question again. Yes, the ascending limb of the Henle's loop is permeable to the sodium here, that is Na plus ions here. Okay, direct question. It is not to the ammonia, not to the glucose, not to the water here. Yes. So here these are the given figures or the pictures. You have to identify, this is a part of the drugs here. So you have to identify which drug is going to be matched with which. So here this is a datura plant. Yes, this is going to give rise to the hallucination here. The next one is, yes, it is an cannabinoid molecule here, molecular structure. Then the first one is, it is an diacetyl of morphine, and this is going to be the cannabis here. So I have matched it here. You can just check with the questions here. A is with 2, okay, and B is with 1, C is 3 and D is 4. I think this is going to be matched with what I have matched. Right. Next, the total lung capacity is represented as, okay, it is nothing but the vital capacity plus the residual volume here. So automatically it is again the direct question from the breathing and exchange of gases. In that they are given the inspiratory volumes as well as the expiratory volumes here. Vital capacity plus residual volume together will give you the total lung capacity, that is TLC, right. Next question. Identify the main functions of the cerebrum of a human brain from the given statement. Yes, so they have given the functions of the cerebrum, which is going to form the largest part of the brain and divided into two hemispheres, that is the right one is left as well as the right hemisphere here. So let us see the functions of the cerebrum part here. It is going to control the contractions of voluntary muscles through the frontal lobe. Yes, control the sensitivity, movement, memory as well as vocabulary etc. through the frontal lobe. Control the temperature, taste, touch, pain etc. through the parietal lobe here, and controls the hear and sense of smell through the occipital and the frontal lobes here. It is not occipital, it is again with a temporal lobe here. It is temporal lobe here. So identify the main functions. The main functions are, so it is going to match with 1, 2 and 3, but the fourth one is an incorrect option here, but instead of occipital and frontal lobes, it should be the temporal lobe here. Temporal lobe of the cerebrum will help in hearing and sense here. So option 1, 2 and 3 here. So I think option 3 is going to be the right option, right. Next question. So which of the following is not required in the preparation of the recombinant DNA molecule? Now we are preparing the recombinant DNA molecule here. Recombinant means plasmid, a vector with a gene of interest. Now this is called as a recombinant DNA, or it is called as rDNA here. So for this we require only the yes, to cut and to cut the DNA fragments we require restriction endonuclease enzyme. To join it we require the DNA ligase or the molecular the stitches. We require the DNA fragments to get inserted into the plasmid, but we don't require E. coli, that is name of the bacteria, for the construction of what? For the construction of the recombinant DNA. But for the multiplication of this recombinant DNA we require what? We require the E. coli here, that is Escherichia coli as a bacteria or the host. So here which is not required for the preparation of recombinant is E. coli here, right. Now coming back to the statement 1, carbonic anhydrase is present on the erythrocytes. Yes, they are present on the RBC cells. Then statement 2 indicates that the erythrocytes, in the erythrocytes the carbon dioxide combined with water and is transported. Yes, they are going to combine with water and they are going to be transported here. Both statement 1 and 2 are correct here. That is option 4th. It is again the direct question here. It is 4th option which is going to be the correct here. Right, coming with question next here. In which of the phylum the excretory organ like proboscis gland is present here? It is again a direct question. Now this proboscis gland is present in a connective link, that is a phylum, subphylum called as hemichordata here. So hemichordata, that is for best example is like balanoglossus, sacchanoglossus here. Here we are going to have the excretory organ as the proboscis gland is going to act as an excretory organ. So in chordata, yes, we have well developed kidneys here. In Echinodermata, they are going to have the nephridias. In annelidas, you already know that the earthworm, the best example in annelids, they are going to excrete through what? Through the cuticle, even they are going to have the nephridias here. So all these are going to act as an excretory here, except what? Except the hemichordata. So hemichordata, they are going to excrete through what? Through the gland called as the proboscis gland here. Now select the correct statement regarding the Periplaneta americana. Periplaneta americana is the scientific name of cockroach here. So you have to select which of the option given is the right character of an cockroach here. Let me see. There are 16 very long. Are there only 16 long Malpighian tubules or not so? Okay, there may be more than that present at the junction of the midgut and the hindgut here. Grinding of the food is carried out only by the mouth parts, that is gizzard, not so. Gizzard is present here for the grinding. Nervous system is located on the ventrally and consists of segmented arranged ganglion joined by the pair of longitudinal connectives, not so. Male bear a pair of short thread like structure called as anal styles here. There are anal cirri which are present in both male cockroach as well as the female cockroach on the segment of 10th. On the 10th segment of both female as well as male, they are going to have the anal cirri here, but the anal styles, they are present only in what? Only in the males. That's why we are based upon these anal styles, we are going to differentiate male cockroach as well as the female cockroach here. So above first three options are not the they are the incorrect characters of what? Of the Periplaneta americana, but the last option, that is fourth, is the right option here. That is the correct answer. Okay. Next, in the given columns 1 and 2 structures of the female reproductive system, they are going to contain the features here. Select again, you have to match with column 1 and 2 here. So they have given the ampulla, labia majora, oviduct as well as the fimbriae. You know, ampulla is a part of the oviduct or the fallopian tube which will help for the transferring of the gametes here. Then labia majora, yes, it is a part of the external genitalia here which is going to be extended. Oviduct, it is also called as the fallopian tube here. Fimbriae, they help in collecting the ova which is being released by the ovary here. So let us match. So ampulla, it helps in the collection of fimbriae will help in the collection of the ova after the ovulation. Then oviduct, it is also called as the fallopian tube here which extends from the peripheral part of the ovary to the womb here. Labia majora, so it is going to be the hairy large folds which are going to extend down from the mons pubis, surrounds the vaginal opening here. And ampulla, so ampulla is nothing but a wider part of the fallopian tube here where the fusion of male as well as the female gametes takes place for the fertilization, for the process of fertilization here. So I have matched here, so you can go with the options given below. Next, exonucleases are restriction enzymes which cut the DNA internally. As they are exonucleases, they are not going to cut the DNA internally. So they are going to cut the DNA at the ends of the DNA here. So it is the specific end of the DNA here. Statement 2, endonucleases makes the cut at the specific position within the DNA. Yes, so if an enzyme cuts the sequence of the DNA within the DNA sequence, then it is called as endonucleases, and if they cut the DNA sequence at the end or the terminal part of the DNA, then they are called as the exonucleases here. So option statement 1 is incorrect, as they are not going to cut it internally but it is externally. Statement 2 is the right here. So statement 1 is incorrect, statement 2 is the correct here. Statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is the correct option. So option 3 is the right answer. Next, coming back with the next question here, artery differs from veins in having. So how we can differentiate both arteries as well as veins here? So whether they are thick walled or thin walled. So arteries are nothing but, arteries are going to be thick walled here, but veins are going to be thin walled. They are not narrow walled, they are not the valves. Valves are nothing but we can call it as the sphincters here, the walls here, okay, or none of this. Right. Assertion, the imbalance in the concentration of Na plus, that is sodium, K plus, generates the resting potential. Yes, it is going to generate the resting potential. To maintain the unequal distribution of Na and K plus, the neurons use electrical energy. No here. So to maintain the unequal distribution here, they have to be present unequally on what? Unequally inside the cell of the neuron as well as outside the cell of neuron, based upon the permeability of the ions when they are in the resting here. Both 1 and 2, assertion and reason is, assertion is correct, but the reason is not so. Okay. Next, So gel electrophoresis is used for, why we are going to use the gel electrophoresis. So in the previous question, one of the question they had given you the image, the same image represent the character here. So gel electrophoresis is used for the construction of the recombinant DNA. No, we are not going to use the gel here. We are going to isolate the DNA from the molecules, or we are going to cutting the DNA into the fragments, or separation of DNA fragments according to their size. So here gel electrophoresis will help for what? Whenever you put the DNA into the wells here, so here the DNA fragments are separated based upon their size. Okay, so separation of the DNA fragments according to their size, that can be done with the help of gel electrophoresis here. So option 4th is the right answer. So which of the following is correctly stated as it happens in the common cockroach here? Malphizian tubules are excretory organs projecting out from the colon. Oxygen is transported by hemoglobin in blood. Nitrogenous excretory product is urea. The food is grounded by gizzard. Okay, so the correctly matched correctly state as it happens in the common cockroach is the food is being grinded by what? By the gizzard here. Okay, right. Again the second one, statement 1 with statement 2 here. In frogs, the vasa efferentia enters the kidney and opens into the Bidus canal. Yes, it is so. Statement 2 refers that fertilization of the frog is external here. Yes, it is as it is the amphibians, the fertilization is always going to take place externally in the water medium or in the water condition, and the development is indirect. So here in case of frog, external fertilization as well as the indirect development here. So both statement 1 and 2 is correct here. Statement 1, both the statement 1 and 2 are correct. Right. So chikungunya fever is caused by, so whether it is chikungunya, previously I have told you, chikungunya is nothing but it is a fever which is going to spread by the mosquito here, and exactly it is been caused by bacteria, plasmodium, virus or the fungi. It is not caused by the bacteria, plasmodium or fungi, but it is being caused by the virus, and that virus name is called as chick virus here, which is going to belong to the genus of alpha virus here. It is alpha virus. Okay, bacteria you have already studied. Bacteria is going to cause typhoid, pneumonia. Plasmodium is it is going to cause plasmodium vivax here, fungi, that is ringworm disease, and so on. Right. Now, which of the following properties of the cardiac muscles are correct? So they have given the cardiac muscles, that is the muscle of a heart is called as the cardiac muscle. So let us see the characters of the cardiac muscles. They are the muscles of the heart. Yes, the heart is made up of the specialized muscles called as cardiac muscles. Are they striated or non-striated? If they are non-striated, then consider as the smooth here. Now when you see the smooth here, these are the smooth cells here which are not striated, enucleated, but they are striated. So cardiac muscles are the striated here. So this character is not going to be the character of a cardiac muscle. They are involuntary in their functions. No, they are, so here they are involuntary. Yes, automatically they are not in our control here. If they are if our heart is in our control, then it is said to be a voluntary in function, but as it is involuntary or as it is in control of body here, these are controlled by the nervous system directly. Cardiac muscle are not striated. Okay, they are the striated here. So 2 and 4th, they are the incorrect properties of the cardiac, and the remaining all are the right option, that is 1, 3 and 4. 1, 3 and 4 here. Okay. Okay. So option 1, option 3 and it is option 4 here. Yes, the first restriction endonuclease, again it is a direct question. So in the previous question paper I have solved you which is going to be the hind 2 here, which is going to cut the DNA sequence by identifying as a 6 nitrogen base pairs. Previously I have told you, right. Next, the signal for the parturition originate from, that again it is a direct question, that is we have to know the definition of fetal ejection reflex. What exactly happens in fetal ejection reflex? So here both the placenta as well as a fully developed fetus should send the signals which will help for the mild uterine contraction which leads to the expelling out of the body or the fetus here. So it can be done by the release of the oxytocin hormone from the maternal pituitary or placenta only, fully developed fetus only. No, it should be both placenta as well as fully developed fetus here. So it is the definition of fetal ejection reflex here. Right. So here the CO2 combines with hemoglobin, that is when carbon dioxide combines with the hemoglobin, it is going to form the carb amino hemoglobin. Okay, oxyhemoglobin is when oxygen binds with the hemoglobin here. Okay. Right, again it is a direct and easy question here. Yes, the receptors for the protein hormones or the receptors will be always present on the surface of the cell. Okay, so they are present on the cell surface, they are not present inside the nucleus or on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum or inside the cytoplasm. It is always going, the receptors are always going to present on the surface of the cell here for the protein. Yes. Ballistic or the gene gun method. So ballistic or gene gun method is a method which is going to used for what? For the transferring the gene of interest here. So here in this ballistic or gene gun method, we are going to what? Insert the gene of interest directly, or the transformation of the gene of interest in the plant cells here. We are not going to use for the DNA fingerprinting, disarming pathogen vector. You know which is the disarming pathogen vector here? It is a TI plasmid here. Disarming is a TI plasmid, that is a tumor inducing a plasmid Agrobacterium tumefaciens, or constructing the DNA molecule. So it is not for the construction of DNA molecule, it is a method for inserting the gene of interest in the plant cells here, that is transformation in plant cells. Right. Statement 1. Thorns and tendrils of Bougainvillea and cucurbita, they are represent homology here, that is homologous organs here. Statement 2 states that homologous organs have the similar functions but different in their structure. No, they have given it as ulta or the reverse or vice versa. They are similar in their structure but different in their function here. Okay, they are not different in their structure, they are similar in their structure but perform different function and they originate from the common ancestor. Such organs are called as homologous organs here, and they are going to show the divergent evolution. Okay, so statement 1 is correct but statement 2 is incorrect here. So statement 1 is correct but statement 2 is incorrect. Option 2 is going to be the right option. Right. So genetically modified cotton in India has been developed. I think you are very well known with the name or it is famous here, BT cotton or BT brinjal. Okay, that is Bacillus thuringiensis. Okay, we are going to extract the cryprotein, crystalline protein genes in order to control the insects here or the pest here. Insect resistant gene which are being extracted from the Bacillus thuringiensis here. So here they are the genetically modified cotton in India is completely have been developed for insect resistant here. Okay, again it is a direct question. Next question. Yes, select the answer which are correctly matched with the endocrine gland with their hormones here. So here they have given the glands with their hormones with their function here. Posterior pituitary gland, is it posterior pituitary gland going to release or secrete the growth hormone? It is not so. So when you see here, this is going to be the posterior gland, pituitary gland, and above is the hypothalamus. I will just tell you hypothalamus here. So this is going to be the anterior pituitary and this is going to be the posterior. Anterior pituitary, it is also known as adenohypophysis, adenohypophysis here. Posterior is called as neurohypophysis. Between this there is an pars intermedia here. It is called as pars intermedia. Anterior pituitary lobe is going to secrete the 6 hormones here. So one is the growth hormone, so FSH, that is FSH, that is TSH, LH, okay, then ACTH as well as PRL. These are the 6 hormones which are going to be secreted by the anterior lobe of pituitary gland. Pars intermedia is going to secrete only one hormone, and the name of the hormone is MSH, that is melanocyte stimulating hormone. Posterior pituitary is not going to secrete any of the hormone, but it is going to store, okay, the 2 hormones here. 2 hormones are stored, and these 2 hormones are being produced from the hypothalamus. One is called as oxytocin here, and the second one is called as ADH, that is antidiuretic hormone, or it is called as vasopressin here. Okay, now based upon this you just go with this. Right. So, posterior pituitary, it is not going to secrete the growth hormone here. Who is going to secrete? It is the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland here. Next comes thyroid gland. Yes, thyroid gland is going to secrete thyroxine hormone. If there is a lack of thyroxine hormone, then in the diet, then it results to the goiter here. Next one is corpus luteum. Corpus luteum is a temporary gland which is being present in the female reproductive system after the process of fertilization. So, once the egg is been fertilized, the corpus luteum is going to release the pregnancy hormone called as progesterone. It is not the testosterone here. So, next one is stimulate spermatogenesis. To stimulate spermatogenesis, testosterone is there, but the LH hormone is used here. Anterior pituitary gland. Is the anterior pituitary gland going to, oxytocin secreted by the anterior or the posterior? It is the posterior pituitary here. So, based upon that, the correctly matched endocrine gland with the hormone release and its function is, it is only the thyroid gland here. You just remember these, the hormones of the pituitary here. Next, identify the correct reason of infertility here. Infertility, it is by the drugs, it may be by the congenital, it may be the disease or the use of contraceptive or immunological or the physiological. Okay, identify the correct reasons. Okay, it may be by the use of drugs, it may be by the congenital, it may be use or diseases, or it may be immunological or physiological. It is not due to the use of contraceptive here. So, 1, 2, 3 as well as 5th one. Okay, 1, 2, 3 as well as the 5th one. It is not due to the use of contraceptive. Contraceptive itself helps as a barrier here, which will control what? Which will control the birth here. Right. Smoking nicotine is associated with which of the following? Yes, one is it is going to lead to gastric ulcer, it is going to lead to the bronchitis, one is emphysema. Yes, all of these disorders are going to be related when a person is smoking, which contains the nicotine as a drug here. Right. Next, match column 1 with column 2 here. So, here Charles Darwin, Lamarckism, Hugo de Vries, Ernst Haeckel. Okay, Charles Darwin, already you know that he said that the evolution is always going to take place in a gradual, it is a gradual process here. Lamarck said that the use of, okay, driven by use and disuse organs here. Hugo de Vries, he said that the leads to single step large mutation will lead to the saltation. Ernst Haeckel has given the embryological support or the embryological evidences for the evolution. So, I have matched it here. You can go with the options given below. Right. Now, which of the following statement is correct? Injecting microbes during immunization induces passive immunity. Whether it is a passive immunity or active immunity, it is an active immunity here. 1. Cell-mediated immune responses is responsible for graft rejections. Colostrum during initial days of lactation provides the active immunity. It is not the active immunities because we are getting the antibodies from the mother. If we are getting the ready-made antibodies from the mother, then it is nothing but the passive immunity to the infant. None of this. So, which of the following statement is correct? The statement which is being correct is it is the cell-mediated. So, whenever we are having an organ transplantation, then the organ gets rejected by the body here. It is due to what? It is due to the the cell mediated immune response here. So, here cell mediated immune response, which cells are used? The T lymphocytes are going to help for rejecting the graft here. Right. So the second one, assertion, that is copper T is an effective contraceptive device which is being used. Yes, copper T, it is an IUD, that is intrauterine devices which is going to be used by the females here. Now when you see the function of copper T, it is going to suppress the motility of the sperm here, and it is going to what makes the suitable the uterus here for the implantation. And yes, the copper T prevents the passage of sperms from the vagina upward towards the fallopian tube. Assertion and reason, yes, both are correct, but reason is not the correct explanation for the assertion here. Okay, so it is going to suppress the motility of the sperm here, right? So it is the main function of the copper ions which are being present on the copper T IUD here, right? So which of the following statement does not hold true for the hormones here? So they are going to act on the target organs away from the source of the glands here. Yes, they are secreted directly into the blood. They are used again and again like the catalyst. No, they are not used again and again as a catalyst here. And they are produced in very minute quantities and biological very active here. They are not produced in the large quantity, because hormones, whenever they are required only during that time to maintain the physiological body here, this hormones are produced in the minute quantity here. So they are not used again and again as a catalyst. It is not going to hold good for what? For the hormone character here. Yes, reaching to the last question of this session. Which of the following statements are correct with respect to hormones secreted by the placenta? Right. So placenta, you already know that placenta is an physiological connection which connects the mother and the fetus here, and through the placenta you know that it is going to perform two functions. One is it is going to help for the exchange of the gases, excretion, as well as the removal of the waste material here, and the second one is it is going to secrete some of the hormones, the major four hormones, HCG, that is human chorionic gonadotropy, HPL, human placental lactogen, as estrogen, as well as the progesterone here. Let us see which of the options are. Placenta secretes relaxin during the later phases of pregnancy. Yes, during the later phases relaxin is going to be released by the placenta. Placenta secretes high amount of FSH, and during the pregnancy it is not the FSH hormone here. Placenta secrete relaxin during the initial stage of pregnancy, not so. Relaxin is also secreted by the ovary, that is the corpus luteum of ovary here during the later. Then placenta secrete STG and HPL during the pregnancy period. Yes, so option 1 and option 4 only are the right option for the given statement about the hormones secreted by the placenta here. So these were the questions which we have solved for the mock questions of 7 here. So if you have liked it, so